Hello students, first I would like to congratulate all the students who have successfully cracked 10 board exam. This is the first milestone for your life and you have already crossed the milestone with flying colors and you have already decided which are the branch you are going to take, and I feel you have already started the classes also. This video I have designed for the students who have taken science in 11 and 12. I'm going to share some important strategies for the students. Definitely it will be chemistry strategy because I am a chemistry educator. I feel that students who have already started science classes, means chemistry, physics, math and biology, before the results get declared, you have taken a very right decision, because whatever you have learned in 10 chemistry, it's not elaborate, and maybe many of you have not studied in that elaborate way. So this is the time to find out all the loopholes and connect it with the 11 topics. So it's like a bridge course for you, this if you have started before May or June. So here I am going to share some strategy. The strategy is not to connect the chapters which is present in the NCERT chemistry book. Strategy is to connect our concept. Where do we end in the 10th grade? From there only we have to start the 11. There should not be any gap. So I think you all have studied atomic structure in 9 and 10 grade. So let's start your learning from the atomic structure. Learn properly in more elaborate way what is anode ray, what is the cathode ray, how it is discovered. Then from the cathode ray or anode ray, how the Thomson atomic model came, what is the drawbacks of Thomson atomic model. Then you learn the gold foil experiment, Rutherford atomic model, details about the Rutherford atomic model, where it the disadvantage, what is the drawbacks of Rutherford, then how the Bohr model came. And you also should know the history or the story behind this invention, because scientific invention is connected with very interesting and exciting stories, and when you are able to connect the invention with the stories, it really create an interest. One simple example I can tell you, like Rutherford was working with Thomson, and Rutherford wants to prove the Thomson atomic model, and that's why he performed that gold foil experiment. Now Bohr is also working with Rutherford. Bohr tried to find out that whatever Rutherford has told, that is not absolutely incorrect. That some modification is needed. So that modification Bohr proposed. So now you can see all these three scientists is connected with each other. They all are the like students and supervisor relationship. So these kind of stories, when you learn and we connect with the theories, how the invention happened, how it was published, so it will create an interest. Then you go to quantum theory. So once you will be studying quantum theory, you can realize that whatever you have studied in the 9 and 10 grade, that K, L, M orbital is no more valid now. So it is a one of the most fascinating chapter in chemistry. So learn in that way. Don't make it a very boring chapter. You should learn in that way. So always, as an educator, what I do in my class, after teaching the quantum theory, these electronic configuration, all these Auber principles, Pauli's exclusion principle, everything, then I stop my teaching in quantum theory. I don't teach the Heisenberg uncertainty and de Broglie equation immediately. I give some time students to get matured enough so that they can understand the Heisenberg and the de Broglie equation, because there is a huge gap between what you studied in the 10th grade and what you were studying in the 11th grade. Next part is that once the electronic configuration concept is very clear, now try to apply this electronic configuration on the redox reaction. Now you can see when you have 10th grade, you have studied different kind of reactions, mean types of chemical reactions. So there you learn redox reaction, means oxidation and reduction. So oxidation reduction concept is based solely on the oxygen addition or hydrogen removal, only that concept. But now you will be learning that redox reaction is based on the electron donation and electron acceptance. So now entire reaction, different kind of reactions, whatever reactions you have studied, double displacement reaction, single displacement reaction, combination reaction, these reactions now you can say it's a part of a redox reaction, because every reaction means electron donation and electron acceptance. So connect the quantum theory concept, electronic configuration concept with the redox reaction and learn the oxidation reduction reaction in a new different way. After the redox reaction, you recap the acid base chapter in the 10 chemistry. You learn that what is the acid base chemistry you have studied in the 10 chemistry, that is the Arrhenius acid base theory. There are three theories based on acid base theory: Arrhenius acid base, then Bronsted acid base theory, then Lewis acid base theory. So this is the time you recap your entire Arrhenius acid base theory, learn properly. You can learn from the NCERT book also. NCERT book you don't have any dedicated chapter for Arrhenius acid base theory, but this concept has been discussed. Or if you can go through some books like J.D. Lee book or some, or even some organic chemistry book also, you can learn Arrhenius acid base theory. Once this part is very clear, then you go to the advanced level, that's called the Bronsted acid base theory, and finally the Lewis acid base theory. When you will be learning Lewis acid base theory, you can see now it again you can connect with the redox reaction, because Lewis acid base theory and redox reaction, these are all part of electron donation and electron acceptance. So when this concept is very clear, now recap your electron dot structure concept. This is called the Lewis dot structure also. First apply your knowledge on the very small molecules like simple CO2 molecule, hydrogen molecule, nitrogen molecule. Then you apply this concept for bigger type of molecule like sulfuric acid, nitric acid, sulfur trioxide. So now you can easily able to connect that how the chemical bonding is happening, because this concept you need when you will be in the chemical bonding chapter of 11 topic, that is the VSEPR concept, valence bond theory, all these concept you need this Lewis dot structure. So now this is the time you recap all this, because you have already learned electron dot structure very little only for ionic compound concept, and for ICSC student you have learned for organic molecules like covalent molecules also. Now you apply this entire concept for all kind of molecules. Now this is the time when all this electron donation acceptance concept will be very clear with the electronic configuration. Now go back to the periodic table. Unfortunately, NCERT CBSE has removed the periodic table from the chapter, but I always teach my students from 9th grade onwards the periodic table, because periodic table is a very fundamental concept, and the history that how the periodic table was discovered itself is a quite interesting story. It can motivate you that how the scientists discovered something, like how the invention happened. Then go back to the periodic table, study the periodic table properly, whatever there in your NCERT book. Once all these fundamental concepts will be clear, because chemistry means based on electrons. So all these electron donation, electron acceptance based concept will be very clear. The electronic configuration part will be very clear. And now the time you are already know that how the electronic configuration is applicable for various kind of reactions like redox reaction, acid base reaction, then you are matured enough and you are already started to gain the concept. So once all these fundamental concepts are discussed, now go back to your first chapter of NCERT book, that is the molality, empirical formula, and etc. I hope by this time you understand purpose of chemistry teaching is not to connect the topics. It is to connect the concepts sequentially. So the first step, make your chemistry learning process interesting and innovating, and how I can do it if we are able to connect the concepts sequentially. Once interest is generated, expand your knowledge. How you can expand your knowledge? You read the proper textbook, your NCERT book. Then as a reference book, you can study many books. Like for organic chemistry, you can study Morrison Boyd, J.D. March. For inorganic, you can use J.D. Lee Cotton to expand your knowledge. But first you have to study your textbook. Once knowledge is strong, apply it to your writing skill. Now it's very important how you are writing your knowledge on paper, because writing skill you have to improve, how to write down the answer. So here you need not to be write like a big story. Here you have to write very point wise. You have to write to the point answer. Wherever it needed, you draw some picture, some diagram and explain. Fourth step, a better presentation skill with a strong concept will make you ready for any kind of exams. The most important thing what I believe as a chemistry educator, that our preparation should be knowledge and concept specific, not exam specific. This is a very clear message to all the students. Last 3 months before the exam, any competitive exam, your preparation will be strictly exam specific with your strong knowledge skill and the writing skill which you have already cultivated for last 1 year or 1 year 6 months. If our preparation is this way, we'll definitely crack the exam with flying colors. I hope my strategy will be useful for students. If you like the strategy, you can send your message in the comment box. Thank you for watching this video.